This is how I play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude.
And I have to warn everyone, warning, what you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
Number 10 is Donkey Kong 64. Ladies and gentlemen, just to start off this countdown, I am completely going against my own rule set. Because, ladies and gentlemen, Donkey Kong 64 is one of the worst fucking games I've ever played in my entire fucking life. I hate this game. You guys voted for it for a viewer's choice playthrough in 2020. It was the most suffering I think I've had playing a game in years upon years. I wanted to rip my fucking eyeballs and my eardrums out. The game plays terrible. The game looks terrible. For a collection quest that came out around the same time as other amazingly good games like Banjo-Kazooie and Super Mario 64. I can't believe how fucking bad Donkey Kong 64 is, and for the first time ever, I'm breaking my own goddamn rules in the most disappointing games of the year to say how bad this fucking game is.
This game feels like you're sitting on a cactus and spinning while the needles are ripping apart your sphincter muscles.
Oh!
That is disgusting. Disturbing and disgusting.
Number 9 most disappointing game of 2020 for me was Demon's Souls for the PlayStation 5. The thing that really pissed me off the most about the game was that they didn't improve much of anything. There's a lot of broken things about Demon's Souls. Some wonkiness in the hitboxes, some unfairness in the balance of things in the game. And perfect example here, alright? The old monk boss fight. This is a boss fight that was unique for the time. It's not against the computer AI. It's actually against humans that get summoned from across the internet. Fine. That's absolutely fine. I like that concept. That's a good concept to me. But the original Demon's Souls was infamous because it was broken. The internet connections are terrible, and because of that, you can get away with amazingly cheap stuff. People are nowhere near you, and they hit you with backstabs.
I smell salt.
People are on the other side of the room and hit a heavy attack and hit you with it. It's completely broken. Now, this is supposed to be a remake, right? In the remake, is this not the opportunity to look at the shortcomings of the original game and improve them? Why didn't they improve the connections for those fights? And by the way, the game does have PvP as well. Personally, I didn't check it out, but I know for a fact they didn't improve it at all. It's literally the same netcode, the same terrible online connections from the original game.
Ah, the salty tears. Oh my god, he's drinking gin.
The number 8 most disappointing game of the year, 2020, is Final Fantasy VII Remake. Here's the 2 things I really didn't like about Final Fantasy VII Remake. The first one, quite frankly, is the combat system. My major gripe with Final Fantasy VII Remake is very simple, okay? It's not a remake. It's not. This game is not a remake. They didn't remake Final Fantasy VII. What they did is they made a new game with plot elements and things taken from Final Fantasy VII. But this is not the same game. My number 7 most disappointing game of 2020 is Doom Eternal. My problem with Doom Eternal is that basically the game took a shift away from an interesting narrative focus that was similar to the plot lines of the previous Doom games, and really 99% of this game is running around and shooting shit. The number 6 most disappointing game of the year, for me, is Watch Dogs Legion. The story itself was not very interesting at all, sadly. The drones are 100% the most effective way. He's being so cute, he's snuggling my foot and licking it. The drones are 100% the most effective way to go about playing this game, alright? And that's fine if you realize that's the whole game. Like, you don't ever need the other classes. There's a class that's good at fighting, you never need it. There's a class that's good at gunplay, you never need it. The drones are the best thing in the game, and they're incredibly unbalanced and overpowered. If you just have a team of all drone people, you beat the whole game easily. So, there's other ways to play it, but you're actually hindering your own experience by not using the drones. So, the game is piss easy. The game is too long, by the way. The game is incredibly long and drawn out. It's like, I think my playthrough was around 30 hours, if I remember correctly. maybe even a little bit longer, and it just felt like a lot of the things in the game were just padding, and the plot is not very good, mostly because you don't have any characters. It's all disposable archetypes at any point, so if you don't have characters, why would you even care about them? And the answer is, you don't.
I knew what I wanted to do. Stare at man ass. Jasper, that's it, you're out of here. You're out of here. You can't eat the wires. Jasper, come here. Come here. You're out of here. Oh my God. It's terrible. You're gonna be a bad. Say goodbye, Jasper Kitty. Say goodbye, because you're a bad kitty. Say goodbye. We'll see you later tonight, alright? We'll see you later tonight. Okay. Sorry. He's rolling around on the rug now in the hallway. It's one thing if he wants to play around and lick my toes. It's another thing if he wants to bite the wires and he's going to get electrocuted. I can't have him get hurt, so he's got to get out of here for now.
My number 5 most disappointing game of 2020 is Marvel's Avengers.
Oh my God, he's drinking gin.
Come to find out, though, that gameplay demo of it that was released was actually not representative of the game. That gameplay demo that they released during the summer of 2020, or the fall, I think it was actually the intro segment of the game, which had a bunch of cinematic gameplay, quick time events, and things in it, a boss fight. Most of the game doesn't have that. Most of the game, it's literally what you're seeing right now on the screen. You're running around, you're fighting a million generic enemies, you're mashing buttons, and yes, I mean that, you're mashing buttons.
Me, I sit on my ass all day, but that's my job. My job is actually to sit on my ass.
My number 4 most disappointing game of 2020 is WWE 2K Battlegrounds. The game gets incredibly boring after only about an hour of playing it. And it actually does, it starts getting ridiculously over the top, challenging around 4 to 5 hours in, to the point where it's not fun to play anymore. It's just actually incredibly broken. The number 3 most disappointing game of 2020 for me was Deadly Premonition 2, and I don't even know if I have to say anything. Just look at your screen right now. But the thing that gets me is this game was specifically designed to only run on the Switch. Okay? And this is the end result of it. This was sold like this, and somehow it was believed that this was an acceptable version of the game to sell.
Oh my God, he's drinking gin.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's The Last of Us 2. There's a major reason why this game is on my most disappointing games of the year list. Alright? And the primary reason is because I did not like the plot of the game. Sex scenes. This game has numerous sex scenes that are completely superfluous to the game. They don't need to be in there. They add nothing. They make you cringe and groan that the fact that they're in there. The worst fucking story I've seen in a game in like 5 to 10 years. Seriously. It's just so over-the-top, cliche, boring. And I hate to say it, so many people like it. It's because people like simple shit. Oh, give me the revenge plot line. It's fucking so bad.
Is that me? That's the problem? No. That's the internet. That's the dumb fucks of the internet.
The game is, of course, Cyberpunk 2077. This is no shock to anyone. The game that was the most overhyped game of probably, arguably, the last 5 to 10 years. The game that was the next major IP from CD Projekt Red, a studio that at one point was seen they could do no wrong, right? So many glitches and bugs and issues with this game. But even if you can ignore or forgive all of those bugs and say it's just unfinished, it was rushed, that's management's fault, the gameplay aspects that were promised to you aren't present in the game. This game is not open world and robust. In the world, almost everything's closed off. There's a ridiculous amount of doors that are closed and there's nothing behind them. It's just a mess. That's really the best way to describe the game. It's a fucking mess. But also, the whole Cyberpunk plotline at its core has a lot of sexual themes. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with sexual themes. I'm not. But this game, at every fucking moment, has sexual themes shoved down your throat. The 57th time you're driving down the street and you see the billboard of the giant android ass gyrating in a dude's face and he's going this as the fucking ass is gyrating in his face. You're like, oh my God, like I'm tired of this. You know, I understand. It's a sexualized society. Sex is a commodity to be bought and sold. I get that. Do I need to see it every possible second? No, you get desensitized to it. You get annoyed. It gets annoying because there's so much of it in the game. This game made headlines for being the video game with the most dildos in it. The most disappointing game of 2020 for me was Cyberpunk 2077.
Fool's a buffoon. Every single time I boot the game now, I'm drunk. I'm a cult leader. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me. It's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict. Phil has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone. I just care about money. That I just can't help it. By eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you. No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.